Hello, welcome to March 19th, 2022. Another good day of feeling good this morning. I think maybe the part of the thing is that I took my allergy medicine in the middle of the night. Started doing that lately. Getting up when I make a pit stop in the middle of the night and just popping that. Then when I wake, I'm fully allergy medicated up, and I feel better. Also, it helped that yesterday was a good day. Just don't cut a break sometimes on an easy day at work. I tell you, I work so much more intensely now that I'm working from home. It's good to work from home too. It is, in just about every possible front I could imagine. Oh, by the way, I'm Kurt. This is my daily Good Life meditation video where I talk about my personal creed of objectives and principles and see how I'm doing applying them to my life. I was up before dawn. Oh well. But I went to bed on time, so that was good. Can't even cut a break on the weekends. I'm incapable of staying up late. Just like I'm incapable of sleeping in. I literally I didn't intend to sleep in because I know I can't. I know it's just not possible. The alarm went off at 5 a.m. as it always did, and pleasantly found me asleep. I hit the snooze button, and I drifted off to this deep sleep after hitting the snooze button. Long, luxurious night of emptiness between 5 a.m. when the alarm went off and 2 minutes later when I woke up and got up. In fact, I was able to smuggle some goodness in those 2 minutes. Yesterday at work just went really well. Man, it really packed a lot in. Had one friend I was talking to just kind of texted me in the morning and checking on me when I really think he just needed someone to check in on just for himself, because he and I talk at least every 3 weeks, and he's a friend from since I came back to America, someone in that circle, and he was the one. He was having a rough Friday, and we talked. Yeah, it was good. Texted. We were both working, so it was. And he's facing the same. He's about 15 years behind me in age, so he's in the thick of it with wife and family and career and in the thick of it. Man, it's funny, you get to this age, when you're on the other side, and it's like watching them. It's like, what it is? It's like watching Marines in boot camp when they're going through that obstacle course, when they're swinging from the thing and they're crawling under the barbed wire and they're going over the log and falling in the water. That's what my friend is in right now, and I've been there because I've done the mid 30 to mid 40 decade. I shouldn't say it that way. I should say mid 30 to mid 50s. Mid 30 to 50 maybe. Things started easy. No, mid 30 to 50s, mid 50s, yeah. It wasn't until about age 55 that things started easing up for me, for both Miko and I. And I've seen him. So it's like being a Marine that's been through that, relatively recently. Still, muscles are still sore. And then watching other Marines doing that. Go. Yeah, that's tough. It's good for you, though. It is good for you. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's do the good life. Someone just went to the website from, doesn't say where, somewhere in the United States. The Good Life Creed, like I say, is a collection of 7 objectives and 30 principles that I use as my roadmap and signpost and guidance and rule book for getting by. I put this together over roughly the last, what was it, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, it's going on 6 years now. And I think it does a pretty good job of helping me get along. Here we go. Be always ready to die. Make good use of time. Develop good life principles. Cultivate good emotional reactions. Perform good actions. Recognize my true limits and my true opportunity. And do just one thing at a time. And do that thing slowly. And always be fighting against what I think is true. And to be a reasonable man. Honest, objective, skeptic. Remembering that I just get my little consciousness. Nothing more. Nothing to follow. And that I'm ultimately quite alone, as we all are. And our death will be an absolute emptiness of alone. But without a sense of loneliness. Because there will be no sense. And that right or wrong are my best attempts at pulling standards out of a vacuum. And that my purpose is to be a good husband, father, citizen, son, and to further my mission of sharing the good life, what I'm doing right now. And to remember that I'm made of pieces, atoms, molecules, compounds, and they'll only be as they are for a while. Soon they'll be something else, and I'll be no more. And that everything has some nature. And it's good to know what that is so that I can expect it, abide it, and live it. And that free will, as convincing as it seems, I don't think is. I think we're just more chemicals jostling around in the universe that somehow have an awareness and a sense of agency. Well, we're agents for sure. A sense of self-control, but I don't think we do. I think every choice is something that we could only have made. The only choice that we could have made at every instant. The only variable is quantum indeterminacy, and that's outside our control. Maybe that's where God fits in, jostling the indeterminacy. And I'm mature when I remember well my experiences and have strength to do better. And that temperance is an important quality to be able to control my consumption of all things. And that life really is a pretty scary place. A lot of terrible things going on to a lot of creatures all at once. And I have to bear that fact, and a lot of other things. I have to bear the responsibilities that I take on. and that I won't throw my upset upon you. And when you toss your upset out, I'll let it splash, but I'll try to avoid the splash. And then I'll distract myself, but remember that I'm distracting myself, or try to at least, so that I can take a moment to think about, if not see, the emptiness that lies behind the rest. And to be all right where I am, who I am, and what I'm doing, all the while trying to be better. Excuse me. And to move steadily forward upon the path of wildness into and through new life. And there's a new life coming for Yumiko and I. Our return back to Japan. I'm excited about it. A couple of years, maybe a couple, 3 years, but it's fun to plan. And to remember that I need to push after the challenge of self-awareness and finding who I am. As silly as that sounds, as hippy-dippy as it sounds, it's real, it's true. You really need to find yourself. I need to find myself. I think I have. I think I've lived that life, all the while pursuing the less self-oriented things of life, namely our family and our community and our friends and all the responsibilities that we have to take on. And to never sin, where sin is to believe something too readily and easily, to hold things as true because we want them to be true, aka faith, to hope without coupling that with action, no motive force, to believe things based on tradition or authority or dogma, and to never ever gossip. And to remember that there's no life after death. And there's no good reason to think that. So if we want to be close to people, do it while we're alive. If we want to make up for lost, make up period, then do that while we're alive. And do all things while we're alive, because there won't be doing anything while we're dead. Except, rotting back to our constituent parts if we're buried in the ground, and blowing in the wind if we're cremated. To have at least one or more great life adventures, and to be prepared to write down what words may come of that. To push after the bullseye aim. Oh, yesterday I hit the bullseye aim. I sent out a status report, the first for the big project, and I had gone through all the opening tasks and set them so that I could put a beautiful little visual diagram, a Gantt chart for it in the status report. And you only get one chance at instantiating the status report from the facts, because status reports can't be changed at a later date, right? You can't go back and alter the past in a report on the past. And it uses colors, green, yellow, and red for status. And I created the status report, and I thought I had nailed all the tasks, and I had forgotten to change the start project milestone to complete. So it looked like it was over to bright red, beautiful little illustrative Gantt chart, bright red right at the top. Project start has not yet started. Oh, that's bullseye aim, right? I worked for like an hour and a half, more on that, maybe 2 hours on that, which is good because now it sets the stage for every 2 weeks, every subsequent status report for that project. Bullseye aim. Missed by just in this case, I just missed by just a little bit. Life is also an uphill climb, trudge, trudge, trudge. And it's a place where we can use our principles as tools. And remember that less is better, usually, almost always. I can't think of a case where more is better. Where would more ever be better? More happiness, more peace, yeah, in that capacity. and to remember to have fun. And I think I'm having fun this morning. I think I'm going to do more towards that end. Okay, there's my good life. All right, let's plan for the day. It's a Saturday. Emily is down at her boyfriend's family's house. At least today. She left last night. She was in happy spirits. She usually is. It makes me feel good when I can hear her room is right behind me. I can hear her singing. She was singing a lot last night. I guess she's happy to go see Chris. And she was just happy in general. Not much more time with us, you know. In a few more months, she'll go off to live in the dorms, so to speak. Well, it's not dorms. It's for her age group. It's more like a collective apartment type of living. I'm very excited for her to do that. But, I'm going to miss her. And also, although grown kids grow on you, they grow annoying. I'm looking forward to go get out there and live that life. Have a great life adventure, et cetera, et cetera. And then so today I'll do my usual thing. I'll do this. I'm gonna post some stuff, read some stuff, feed the dogs. Yumiko and I will have breakfast. I've got to go to the post office. Michael, if you see this, I've got the kids' box right there, all packed up with the stuff, including the books. Mail that out. Got to mail out something to my accountant. She gave me some homework to work on for my taxes, and I failed. She's a really good accountant. Someone that I knew from high school, actually. High school. I mean, it's like I can probably name 3 or 4 names that I remember from high school, but she's one of them. And she lives on the other side of the country. She's really good at what she does. I mean, really good. And she really is. I appreciate the way she pokes at me to get all the documents, right? Because I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible, at managing my taxes properly. I just rather just pay, just pay more rather than have to spend time. It's a terrible attitude. It's not that I can afford it necessarily. It's just that I just don't. It's not. For me, it's not a good use of time. But it is a good use of time. It's the responsible thing to do. It's the adult thing to do. I've always struggled at it. So she I sent her all the initial stuff like a month and a half ago, and she sent me back. She said, "Kurt, you need this, and this. You idiot." She didn't say that. I had all the essential stuff. These are just the documents that will help me to leverage the greatest tax break. My deductions that I can do to. And I was like, a couple of things on the list. There's no way in hell that's going to happen, right? Like Yumiko and I are running a home business now, basically, because Yumiko's a consultant now, and so we can write off the home office and all the expenses and none of that. I'm not doing any of that. Like I said, I'll just pay more. I can't afford it, but I'll pay more just so I don't have to do that. But the other things that were more reasonable, I was able to do. But then the one that I really should have done was, the expenses related to Emily's college, right, university, which I can somehow apparently write off, and it involved me somehow contacting Emily's university and talking to the bursar there and getting the stuff, and I never even gave it a try. And she wrote to me yesterday, and again, I appreciate her so much that I'm in no way disparaging her in any way. It's all about my laziness and my unwillingness to give a damn about taxes. All I want with taxes is I want it to be filed. I'm happy to pay my fair share. And the great thing is my accountant always, she gets me a refund. So, even in spite of all that, so it's still, she's got me tuned just right. I really appreciate her. But I do want to make sure, and I'm very proud, I want to make sure it's filed every time that I can do this and have it straight, have it good. I spend way more time talking about taxes than I should, or than I need to. Anyway, there's that. And so I'll do that. That's why I said that, because I'm going to go to the post office, mail the stuff to Michael's kids, and mail that package to all the final tax stuff to my accountant, and then clean the house, do the shopping. I hope to get some good time in reading. I've got all these art I want to put on the wall over here, not back here, but over here. All the authors, the Hawthorne, Thoreau, Dostoevsky, Carl Sagan, and I've got a print of Johnson, Dr. Johnson, that's on its way. It's been at the print shop right now. I'm having it framed, but it's not the one I want. And I would like to get Emerson too. And then I'll put it on the wall. But I want to get them all. Yumiko's going to help me. I'm going to do cutouts and then arrange them on the wall. Just so, can't wait. It'll be the final touch on my home office, which is a great little place. I love it here. I could just spend my whole days in this little space. Wow, it's really nice. Anyway, enough of that. Have a great day. Make it a good life. Be safe, but not too safe. La, la, la. Bye.